Hey guys, welcome back. So I wasn't sure I was going to do a video for it, but the more I think about it, I was like, nope, I definitely need to do a video for this season 2 of Umbrella Academy. So I'm going to start this off by saying that I will be the first to admit that the first season was a little bit slower. It definitely laid the groundwork, the foundation, and it was good. But now that we have season 2 as a basis of comparison up against it, I have to say season 2 really found its groove. It found its footing, it found its flow, and it did flow. I literally was going to just watch an episode or two, and the next thing I know, I've watched the entire season 2, and it's like 2 in the morning, which is totally cool because that's what you do with Netflix binging. But honestly, this season really kept me intrigued, enthralled, interested, all of the above. I have to say the historical idea with going back in time and the different idea on the wars and JFK. It was an interesting take, an interesting idea on how it would have played out. Diego was just he was looking good this season, and he was so like funny at times, and like his wanting to save JFK. And I think his best moment, one of them at least, is got to be when he sees the mom and he's like, "Mom," and she's like, "Is that a pickup line?" I was like, that's great. And of course at the end when he says, "We're not really related, are we?" I love that. Diego's definitely one of the more favorites in my mind. I have to say number 1 Luther is probably my least favorite because he's just too emotional. He's so like whiny, and it's like, dude, maybe you should go back to the moon. Like, I feel for him, but he's literally wearing his emotions on his sleeve, and it's like I don't know, I'm always like caught between wanting to hug him and slap him. Let's see. Allison's storyline I really liked this season, and I love that Yusuf Gatewood was playing her husband as Raymond because I absolutely loved him in the originals, and I again absolutely loved his performance in this. And can I just say, this season completely rocks, and I mean that because I want the soundtrack to this season. It's phenomenal. So let's see. Okay, Klaus. Klaus is always magic in the forest. Let's be honest. We love Klaus. Klaus is he is exactly the comic relief with the real deep soul that, is just needed to kind of glue this all together in a weird cosmic kind of way. I have to say, I'm going to go on to 6 here because Ben has got heart. It's always so crazy that he was deceased. And man, that cliffhanger though, I really hope that Netflix gives us season 3 because that cliffhanger was everything. And yay, Ben's back. But it doesn't look like the same Ben. Vanya has never really been my favorite. She's kind of blasé. But I will say, in this season, she appeared to have more purpose, in my opinion. And while I think it was very obvious that her whole storyline with Sissy was pretty clear that that was going to happen, I appreciate that they made it seem very organic and it wasn't rushed. At least in my mind, it didn't feel rushed. And of course, we're going to see Sissy and her kid again because, well, he obviously has some power going on there still. I think it was interesting with the dad. We got that kind of alien reveal. That was interesting. I have not read the comic books, so I don't know if that was a point in the comic books that was revealed or not, but it was definitely a shock to me as just watching the show. I'm glad we got a little more backstory on the mom. This show is so much fun, and I have to give props to the handler. The handler. She is the chick you hate to love and love to hate. I mean, there's like a little piece of me that kind of loves her, not, maybe out of respect or just out of sheer determination and dedication to a cause. I mean, seriously. And I did feel for Lila. I felt for Lila. I mean, the poor girl's been lied to her whole life. But I love that she's kind of like, oh, you're one of us, one of us. So that will be very interesting to see how that plays out on season 3, provided that we get it. And also, okay, so I'm going to come back to 5 because I have to say 5 is probably my favorite character, only because I feel like he is the driving force of the show. And I will say I was a little alarmed when they had grown up 5 and they were both trying to like take each other out, which was actually brilliant. That was awesome and beautifully executed. But I remember thinking, oh my God, they're not really going to like get rid of young 5 because I'm sorry, young 5 is everything. He really makes this show. He is the driving force of this show. And I really was just like a little bit scared there for a minute. And oh my God, when he hacked up the secret meeting, like that was great. And then that chick comes in and she's all like kicking his ass. And I was like, oh my God, this is great. I mean, this show, it gives you everything you want and more. And even when you do have moments of, okay, I can see where this is going, it still kind of manages to, zig when you think it's going to zag. And this season really brought that home for me. And I mean, the cliffhanger, oh my gosh, so perfect. And, because they're all dead for a second and then it's like, rewind. It's like, oh my God, this show has endless possibilities. Like, I love it. I'm excited for it. And I hope Netflix really gives us season 3 because this show is giving me life right now. And we need all the awesomeness we can get right now. So let me know in the comments below what you thought of this season. I just think it is such a fun show, and this season really found its groove. And I hope they continue with that vibe next season, provided that we get it. Fingers crossed. Here's hoping. And that's all for me. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. Until next time.